Okay, testing, testing. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Hope everyone's having a nice morning. It is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. Happy 420 to all that enjoy the extracurricular activities. Let's go ahead and get started with the market today. Just looking at Forex Factor, I want to see the news or what's happening today. Wednesday, just a quick heads up again regarding any kind of economic news. Yesterday we had leading indicator of new home permits. Next we have existing home sales at 10 a.m. Just a heads up, and then we have G20 meetings. So other than that, there's nothing going on. No Fed thing today. So at least that. Tomorrow we have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 11 a.m. It's a pre-recorded welcome remarks at the Volcker Alliance and Penn Institute for Urban Research. And then he's going to participate in a panel discussing debate on the global economy at the spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund and World Bank Group in Washington, D.C. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. So Powell tomorrow at 1. Just want to get that out of the way. All right, let's talk about it. The Dow futures are up 136 points. Nasdaq futures up 60. This is with Netflix tanking nearly 25%, mind you. S&P futures up 0.41%. Russell up 0.73%. 10-year yields sliding back a bit. Now at 2.898, down about 15 basis points. The dollar index is down about 0.5%. That's going to help the Nasdaq as well. $100.46 is the index. 2015 for VIX, 5.71 to the downside. Remember that 20 level. Now we're looking at VIX. Now let's start seeing exactly if we have a little more upside, where is the VIX going to go? So really your next support is around 1845 based on the hourly. If we go to the VIX here on the daily, you did slice the 200-day. On VIX. So really your next target is right around 1844. That's the most recent low. That was the early April, late March rally that we had. So 1842. So we have a little more. Let's see if we test that possible double bottom here, or if not, we do break down a little further, which would be bullish for stocks. So the VIX is definitely coming our way if you're a bull. Next thing here, Netflix absolutely tanked, $250 a share. It closed nearly $350 a share yesterday. So nearly 1/3, about 33%, just about. Let me get the exact total. Netflix stock. Let's see here, down 28% today. And the question I got yesterday in regards to the aftermarket recap was, would you buy Netflix here? I would not. I would wait for a little more of a pull down, or a little more of a downward fall, which would be, right now we're at 250. I'd have to expand it now to the 20-year chart. And you could see right now at 250, I have an alert at 228.52. That was a gap that we had in earnings back in 2018. That was in January 2018. So maybe we could retrace that. That gives us a really nice opportunity to buy Netflix a little cheaper. I'll start taking a look at the financials as I go along. But again, I am not interested in buying any Netflix until maybe 228.52, and then it gets interesting, possibly. This isn't the first time they've had some ugly earnings, as you know. The prior earnings before, remember, 620 down to what, 328, and then we kind of bounced a little bit, then we kind of fell. So again, don't feel the need to rush in and buy these kind of falling knives right away. The last time I bought a stock after earnings was JPM. JPM is a little different. They pay a dividend. Obviously, it's more of a value play. I like the bank stocks a little more. So again, I can't say that, oh, I don't rush out and buy the dip either. But again, with Netflix, it's different from JPM. I think Netflix still has a little more room down to possibly 228. Them losing subs was a big deal, guys. That wasn't very nice to see, let's just say. Let's go back here to the futures. Crude oil is up 1.11%. I have some Oxy calls with masterclass students. Let's see where we are this morning. We are up this morning. Let's see if we can get above 62. That's going to be my alert. If we can get above 62 today, that'd be strong because oil is bouncing back. Granted, yesterday, Oxy was only down 0.30% for the day, and yet crude oil was down 5%. So maybe if crude oil can get a little bit of a bounce, maybe retrace some of those losses, I think Oxy does hit today. Oxy had a lot of volume on Monday morning. Taking a look at gasoline futures, they're pretty much flat, 3.24 a gallon. Euro dollar, 108.32, up 44 pips. 128.03, down 86 pips for the dollar yen. So yen getting a little bit of reprieve here. Bitcoin, 42,095 on futures. Ethereum, 3153. Again, above that 3,000, above 40,000. Still good signs, kind of holding on. I really thought after that 46,000 break, I remember I was in Colombia, I was like, oh, we're going to really start cooking. But no, it rejected there. So really going to have to base Bitcoin analysis on the Nasdaq. If you think the Nasdaq is going to go higher, Bitcoin's going to go higher. That's really the best thing you could say now, because we know for a fact it's not an inflation hedge. That's not the case. So that's where we are this morning in terms of the market. Take a look at quick S&P futures, and I'm going to answer some questions. S&P futures 44.54. Now that's your new support on the hourly. This Fibonacci level is from the daily. Again, no Fibonacci retracement level is perfect, but it's a good roadmap. Think of it as a navigation system to get home. You don't need it, but again, it's good to have. 44.76. Now you probably say, Carlos, what's the next level up? 4,500 is my next level up. I may be looking at some SPY calls for today, the 450s to expire on Friday. I think 4,500 does hit. Now after that, we may hit some resistance around 45.15 and then kind of being between 44.54 and 45.38. We don't have any news until we have earnings. Earnings is, I believe, starting up now next week. I think Palantir reports on May. Tesla reports today. So again, let's see where we go. Again, Nasdaq bouncing a little bit, but again, 4,500 is my target. I expect to hit that by the end of the week. If not, then we're just pretty much going to chop around down to 44.54. Once 44.54 breaks, if you're trying to short, watch out on that 50-day moving average here on the daily, because that might be your support with around 44.10. So again, 44.10 in terms of longs, that would be my stop loss, if not a buy the dip level, if you're trying to go long. Now, if you're short, I want to break 44.10 first before I do anything. But 44.54 being that first level of support, that's a good first step to if you're looking short. So again, lately it's been just back and forth, back and forth. I was short earlier this week, had to get out, got long yesterday, hit Microsoft and Q's calls and TQQs. So again, you have to be very fluid in this market, especially while it's choppiness around. But good news, one more thing before I answer some questions, is that we are coming through seasonality. We see seasonality, what does that mean? Usually, this is from JP Morgan, history of tax pattern selling a stock to make tax payments is now over and is now followed by a bounce the second half of April. That is the second longest 2-week period of the year. A near-term rally is likely, particularly in small cap. So again, let's keep an eye on small cap as well. But you can see right after tax day, we usually rise a nice 2% in the stock market on the S&P due to seasonalities of tax day and April, that last 2 weeks of April. So April usually is pretty strong. So let's go and take a look at IWM together. Possibly there's a little more there. 202.50 was my alert. That did break. Now the question is, do we continue higher to around 204? The 203 calls yesterday, I saw some very big volume on it. I didn't fill it. I went with tech instead. So let's see if IWM breaks above 303.50, 203.58. If that can, maybe let's see if the 205s gives us something. I like SPY a little more. So if you're looking at a play today, I think SPY might be a good one to 450. But again, let's wait till 10 a.m. Comes around and see if we continue from there. So let's see if we can break these recent highs of 414.18 or 19, let's just say. Yesterday, if you guys remembered, I told you guys about JPM, Goldman Sachs, and the banks yesterday. They did rally, which was great to see. So they had an extra day of rally. But again, I was driving to the office right when I got the alert for JPM. I missed that, and Goldman Sachs. I kind of kick myself when that happens, but the spreads were a little wide and there was no volume there. So there you go. That's what happens. Good morning. IWM chart. I just broke it down. So that's awesome. Carl's SPY. I broke it down. Awesome. Morning, boss. Does wheat stocks tend to do better on 420? Oh, man, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. I know CGC is down this morning. Oh, CGC is up this morning. I don't know if there's any kind of data on that. I would assume possibly they do better the same day as 420, but I wouldn't hang my hat on it, no. Hey, Carlos, thoughts on ASML on earnings positive semis? ASML did report earnings. I did not get that on my screen. Maybe it was on yesterday, but I missed it. So I don't have the earnings available. But now at 647, we did fill that gap here. So that's good. The good news, if you're still bullish, 682 is really your target. That's your upward gap. Silveren, I'm going to ruin that name. So again, I would look for 682 to the upside, maybe some leaps. Or what you could do is just buy stock, and really you can hold the way to 708 for a nice $50 pop. But again, you have to hold this one and kind of swing it there. I like the fact that it's above the 200-day on the hourly, but if we go to the daily, 641 will really tell us the tail because that's your 50 days. So again, pretty nice that it's holding around that 580, 590 support for now. But until then, you just have to wait this out because you do have 646 for a gap fill on the daily. Would I buy here? Sure. I think you have that two gaps here right at the 708, and then you can kind of just sell your initial investment and ride the profits. Always something to look for. Tesla destroys earnings like recent trend will bring tech sector with it. Yes. Remember, Tesla is, to my opinion, a tech company that makes cars. They're not a car company that has tech. So Tesla's more tech than anything else. So yes, Tesla being big in terms of weight on the Qs. So yes, if they have a smashing quarter, they're going to soar, and Nasdaq is going to soar as well. Maybe that gives us a little reprieve from Netflix. The market really doesn't seem to worry about Netflix being a representative of tech because it is just a streaming company for now. On Netflix, again, the level I'm looking for, if you're looking to buy, is 228.52. That's a gap to fill on like the multi-year levels on a monthly candle. So I would just wait on that. I would not be going out there to buy the dip. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix does bounce. Maybe it gets brought to around 260. Would I trade it? No. I'd leave it alone, to be honest. Good morning. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, Santiago, for the kind words. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. Enjoy your 420. G.A.R Capital FX.com is the website. We'll catch you guys later today, 5 p.m. for the aftermarket recap. That's it. Make it a great day trading, and we'll see you guys then. Cheers.